Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Nic, your favorite personal growth coach. And of course, I'm having technical difficulties because I'm doing too much. But you guys know that I'm always excited to be here each and every Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time for another session of Adulting in My Purpose. And so, it is the first, I can't believe it's the first Wednesday of the month. We are in the beginning of the beginning of the end of the first quarter of 2021. Time is going by. We are already in March. So it has been amazing a year so far. But as you know, the first Wednesdays I like to come on and do some teaching and actually talk to you, just have a chat myself. The remainder of the month, we have some amazing guests that are scheduled to come on for both Millennials Making Move and also our Ask the Expert segment. So we're going to be doing some great things this year in 2021. So I'm always excited to come on to share. So if you are watching for the first time, welcome. If you are a return listener, welcome back. I'll do my official introduction as I always do for those that are new watching out there. So my name is Dr. Nicole Rankin, better known as what? Dr. Nic, your favorite personal growth coach. And my mission is to help young people discover who they are as a leader, really discover their purpose and clarify their vision, and help them gain the steps and develop the steps that they need to take their next steps in life. So with our young people, our young adults, I serve young adults. I'm the CEO of the Cole Academy of Personal Growth, and we do training for leadership development, communication, and personal growth. And we work with young adults and our younger teenagers. So with our young adults, our millennials, I had developed a system called Adulting in My Purpose. Now, it originally started out came out as a journal, but in the course of a year, it has not only released as a journal, it became a course. It is now a radio show, and God knows what's next. So you just stay tuned. We are creating a movement that has made it global, has touched globes and touched continents outside of where I am in the four corners of my house. That's amazing what God can do when you are operating in your gift. As I said, He will make room for your gifts. And literally, we are now in multiple countries and people are hearing about Adulting in My Purpose. So I'm just excited to see where God continues to take this movement and the many young people that will be impacted and transformed by what we do. So, I was deciding what is it that I was going to teach. And what I wanted to do is kind of talk about something that I've talked about before, probably, and wanted to revisit it because we're going to launch open up our registration for our Adulting in My Purpose course. And I wanted to give you just a snippet of just a little bit of the course and what is it how we go through it. So what I'm going to do tonight is talk about goal setting. And I know that's a big thing, especially for young people, on how to create goals, how to not only create goals, but how to become a goal achiever, moving from goal setting to becoming a goal achiever. So that is what I want to address on tonight. So I'm excited about that. Helping young people. I did a session on Monday with this same content, and the young people that were there, the transformation, the aha moments, the clarity they got was amazing. So I want to take that and share it with you guys, let you into a sneak peek of what we do in the Adulting in My Purpose course. So I want to get started. So if you're watching out there, say hello. Don't just listen in. Say hello. Put in the comments. Let me know that you're watching. Like, share, start a watch party. Do what you do. Show me some love as we talk about goal setting on tonight. So let me see if I can do this correctly and share my screen. because I wanna do this just like I was doing it in my course. So you get the full experience. Okay, is that all right with y'all? You get the full experience. So I'm gonna share a screen and do all of that wonderful stuff. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about 9 steps to effective goal setting and goal achieving. And again, this is something that I teach in the Adulting in My Purpose course, and it's geared towards millennials to young adults. And of course, we do have some older Gen Zers that are mature and mindful to help engage in the conversation as well. But this is specifically for our young adults, our millennials that are interested in understanding how to set goals and not only go from goal setting to goal achieving. So, Jim Rohn says that if you don't design your own life, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have for you? Not much. You see, you got to understand that the law of design says that you have to develop strategies. If you want to grow, if you want to maximize your potential, you got to develop the strategies that you need in order to get the right things done. So we are, beginning 3 months into the new year. So what's your plan? Right? What are the things that you're wanting to accomplish? Have you thought it out? Have you put a plan to it? Have you created strategies? So you got to be able to know that you have the power to lead your life the way that you desire, the way that God has designed, as opposed to just accepting it as it comes. So a lot of times we talk about we just going to play the cards that we're dealt, or we're just going to go with the flow. How many times have you said that? But as a leader, you got to understand that the highest form of leadership is self-leadership. So you have to be able to lead yourself, lead your life in all areas, in your career, in your profession, in your finances, in your relationships, in your home life, in your health and wellness. You got to be able to be a leader in those areas so you can effectively lead others, right? So you got to be able to, when we talk about goal setting, it's a process. It's a process. And, especially with young people, and I talk to young people, I mentor a lot of millennials, young adults, and, I've read in Compare Comp that said there's trends as millennials go into the new year. Many are concerned about their financial security. Many of them have expressed that they want to start a business. Many millennials have expressed that they experiencing burnout due to overworking, and they're just truly wanting that work-life balance and trying to find that and are setting goals around that. But the difference is, what makes a difference between those who set the goal and those who achieve the goal? See, there's a statistics that says 97% of people who set goals don't achieve their goals. So that means there's the 3% of people who set goals achieve them. Now, what's the difference? What makes the difference between a goal setter and a goal achiever? I am inclined to think and to say that people who achieve goals and people who are successful in achieving their dreams and doing the things, the only difference is they are willing to do the things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. I don't think there's any magic formula. I don't think there's any sprinkle dust that you have to spray around. I don't think so. There's no magic powers, but it's a mindset, and it's a desire, and it's the desire that you're going to do what's necessary, develop the habits, have the discipline, and you're going to be consistent over time, and you're not going to give up. That's the only difference. So when we talk about goal setting, so many people think of goals in the present tense, and we're going to delve into that greater so you can get a better understanding of how you are setting goals and how to set yourself up to achieve your goals. So by the end of the time this session, I want you to have a sense of direction. I want you to improve your focus and become more effective in what you're thinking. Be a little bit more motivated to achieve your goals, and have a understanding that you can bounce back. Right? You have a greater resilience of when you're facing struggles to keep on moving, and totally have a greater self of awareness. Right? So those are the things we're going to tackle as we talk about goal setting. And you might say, why are those important? Well, I'm going to show you. So no matter where you are in your life process as a young adult, you could be, and millennials, we know, have a great spectrum where you may be in college or out of high school, and trying to figure life out, or you may be on the other side of the spectrum. You may be in your 30s and pushing 40 and with a family, kids, but still trying to figure it out. So whatever you are, if you're wanting to discover who you are and identify what's holding you back, if you want to clarify your goals, your visions, your passions, maybe you're feeling stuck and you're looking to gain some skills and confidence to move forward, or you really need a fresh perspective and just really be inspired to achieve your dreams then and develop a plan to do so, you're in for a treat tonight. So stay focused, stay with me. We are going on a journey, and I'm excited. I'm always pumped to do this kind of teaching because I know it's helpful. And so, I was in that place before, so why should you guys listen to me? I've been there, done that. Got a book about it, literally, and got the t-shirt, got the cup, got the pencil, got it all. I was at that point in my life where, although I was doing well for myself, I reached a pinnacle in my life where I was feeling stuck and I was uncertain and I didn't really know what was my next step. As a grown adult, I was like, what do I want to do? What do I want to be when I grow up? Because I knew I wanted to do, be, and have more. And I wasn't fully embracing my potential and the capacity that I had because the dreams that I had did not match where I was. So something had to give for me. And I got into that position and I'm like, there has to be more. And so I had set goals. Right? I had set educational goals. I had set financial goals, and I was achieving the goals, but then I was just still empty. And I'm like, I didn't understand how that happened and what that feeling was. And until it was then that I decided to go on, of course, you guys know me, know that I'm a woman of faith. And in order to understand who I was, I had to spend time with the Creator, right? So I went into a self-discovery journey. And that process, I shared before that process took me about a 2-year journey, right? To get to know myself again and get to understand, what my real strengths were and what my passion was. And when I kind of uncovered everything, I realized that I had built this whole life, built this whole profession, and really that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. And, some may argue that I knew all along, but if my thing was, and if this may be a case for you, many young people go into a certain path, go into a certain career based on external circumstances, be it your parents, be it your guardians, be it peer influence or mentor influence, and you go into this career that you think that it's for you, but then how many have experienced? I'm talking to my college students and even my recent grads or graduates. You go into college, you have this passion about this degree that you're going to get, and then you get out and you be like, this is not what I want to do. How many people been there, right? So I've been there. And so when I went on this self-discovery journey, I realized, tapped into who I was, tapped into a greater purpose within me. And so I had to make a decision about my professional career. Those that know me know that I'm a research scientist. So I came from a public health background, in the lab, doing my thing, having a great time. But there was a time that I had to make a decision. Was I going to stay good, or was I going to give up good for great? And that was a tough decision, but I made it. And I resigned from that position and stepped out on faith and to pursue my true passion and my true heart. And y'all know what it is. Dr. Nic love the kids. Y'all know what it is. So here I am building this business to help young people, help young adults, youth and young adults all across the world develop who they are, discover who they are, and help them truly understand who God has created them to be and move into their purpose in life at a younger age so they can experience the fullness and the abundance of life that God has promised us. So that's what I've been doing. And so I realized, when it goal setting, that all came into Adulting in My Purpose, the journal available on Amazon. And so that was my journey. And then I share these stories because what if this could be you? What if you could develop a foundation upon which you can become build your life based on who you are and what you believe? Think about that. Or maybe you can establish a clear guide to your journey of self-discovery and help clarify your vision and truly become the person that you need to be living a life where you are adulting in my purpose. Just imagine that. So my question to you is, it's $1 million question. What do you want? What do you want? You see, this is a key question. And a lot of times when you are trying to figure that out, figure that life decisions out, those decisions that you want to make, what path you want to go in, what career you want to go through. If you don't want to go to college, if you want to go to college, if you want to start a business, if you don't want to start a business, what do you want? And I'm talking about you, not your parents, not your guardians, not your friends, not what society deems is acceptable. What do you want? You see, when you uncover that and you discover your gifts and your talents, your strengths, then you can decide and match up a path that is in alignment with who God created you to be. And so when we talk about moving from a goal setter to a goal achiever, I believe a goal achiever is one that has that right alignment. You see, when somebody's just setting goals, it could be based on anything. It could be based on something someone said. It could be based on their experience, but not truly based on who they are. And I think that makes the difference between that motivation to get you from just setting goals to becoming a goal achiever. So I ask you, I'm throwing that question out to you. So you ponder on that as we continue going through this time together on tonight. What do you want? What do you want? See, the idea is that you don't have to remain stuck. Right? You don't have to be in a place where you're just confused. You're just wondering, what is it that I want to do in life, and get into a rut or a routine that will put you in a position where you feel stuck for the rest of your life. Where there are many 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds still asking themselves the question, what do I want to be when I grow up? Because they didn't really take the time to understand who they are and to make the decision that's in alignment with who they were created to be. So this is why I am so passionate about sharing this kind of stuff and teaching and mindset training to younger people. Because if you can get this in your teenage years, in your 20s, in your 30s, my God, what your life will look like. So you truly be living your best life. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm not going to give you the whole course, but I want to give you a little snippet. So there, in the Adulting in My Purpose course, I take young people through 7 journeys of self-discovery. So tonight I just kind of pulled out one, and we're going to talk about the journey of self-planning. Okay. So I want you to make sure you grab your notes and listen intently, and not only just listen to the words I'm saying, I want you to write down what comes to your mind. When you hear the words I'm saying, what comes to your mind? What jogs your thought process? You because as I'm talking, there's some thoughts that's going to come to you. There's some things that you're going to start think about. Write those down because those are going to help you in your process as you work to set your goals and then move to become a goal achiever. All right. So the journey of self planning. Frank Bediger said that the whole secret of freedom from anxiety over not having enough time lies in working more, not in working more hours, but in the proper planning of the hours. Okay, so guys, we know time is time, right? We got 24 hours in a day. We got 1,440 minutes in a day. We got 86,400 seconds. And that's it. That's all we have in a day. We're not going to gain more time. Time is not going to be subtracted from our day. That's all we have. So when you think about becoming a goal achiever, you got to analyze your priorities and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And ask yourself, are the things that I'm doing in alignment with where I'm trying to go? And so you have to make that assessment for yourself. I when I do this activity actually in the course, we have an activity where we have our young people actually list out their time and what they do during the course of a 24-hour period. And you would be surprised. Maybe not. You'll be surprised how many hours of the day are spent, on social media or watching YouTube, watching TikTok videos. It's amazing. And when you set that type of parameters and write down those things, the young people like, wow, because they realize how much time is so easily wasted and because you distracted by other things, right? And it happens to the best of us, right? We can get caught up and hours go by and that's it. Once time goes, it goes, right? So you want to be intentional. You want to be strategic in your day. So self-planning is so important because it gives you the clarity that you need on how you need to move forward, what decisions you need to make, what direction you need to go into. And that clarity that you need is that's going to get you from being a goal setter to becoming a goal achiever. It also increases your self-satisfaction. When you achieve something, you feel good about yourself. Your confidence level is good. Your esteem, it becomes higher. You're like, okay, pat myself on the back. Praise God, we can do this. And it makes you want to do more. It makes you get the motivation to do more. So when you have this self-planning, it's so critical to help you in achieving your goals. So I want to share a video about one of our students who went through my course. She was actually one of the first students that went to Adulting in Purpose course. Listen to what she had to say about the process of going through Adulting in My Purpose, the journey.
plan accordingly. This is
Awesome. So, Adulting in My Purpose, you can get that on Amazon. But I want you to hone in, because this is where we're going to talk about. So many of all might have heard of SMART goals. I know SMART goals are taught. It was taught to me, and it's useful. It's a very useful model. SMART stands for specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and timely based. And that's great. But what I found is, as I was working with young people, and if I was working with young adults and even my youth, that when we talk about goal setting and setting goals that get them motivated, it's difficult to set a SMART goal when you don't know your purpose, when you don't know what it is that you want to do, you don't know the destination where you're going. So when I thought about that, I was like, there's something missing. Although the SMART goal is a great model and it's great to be used, there has to be more. So what I did, I developed what we called it's a 9-step system of self-planning called Solid Plan. So I am improving on this SMART model, and I've got a system called Solid Plan. And that's where I want to spend the time that we have left talking about the 9 elements of a solid plan. And so I want you to think about, and I use this analogy, and you will hear me use this all the time because I can't think of anything else that will allow me to explain it so vividly that you can get it. When you think about a GPS, right? What are the 2 things that you need for a GPS to function, right? You need your current location, and then you need a destination. And so when you have those 2 points, your current location and your destination, you put it in the GPS, then and only then will the GPS kind of itemize your detailed travel route, right? Turn left here, turn left, stop. It'll give you everything. And even if you make a wrong turn or go in the wrong direction and you go for miles, your GPS, because it has that destination inputted, what does it do? Reroute, and it gets you back on track to where you're going. So I want you to think about your life that way. Think about your life. So when you are thinking about goal setting, a lot of times what happens is we understand where we are, our current location, but we don't have that clarity of that destination point. So, but rather than taking the time to invest in the destination, what we do is we spend so much time trying to figure out the details about how to get to a point that we have no clue of getting to. And so that's where we find so many young people stuck and feeling a sense of unfulfillment and not knowing where to go, not knowing the purpose, because they have not taken the time to assess where they're trying to go. So with that in mind, right? And then we don't know where we're going. So we tell them, just create some SMART goals. Create some SMART goals. It sounds good, but I can create a SMART goal for anything. But if it's not in alignment with who I am and where I'm going, is it really smart? So that's why I created this solid plan. And so I'm going to talk about the solid plan real quickly. You can get the rest in the course. So solid plan, let's dive into it. So of course it's an acronym. So each letter stands for a part of the process. And I love processes. I'm a process woman. So everything is a system. Everything is a process that you have to embrace the process. So the first step is S. The first step is set your intention. Why is that the first step? Because you need to know your why. You need to know, why are you going to do this? Why are you going to invest time, energy, money into achieving this goal that you decided that you want to achieve? Why? Why is it important to you? What is it that you hope to gain? What is it that you hope that it's going to do for other people? Know your why. because your why is going to help motivate you. Your why is going to help not only motivate you when the times are good, but motivate you when the times are bad. And let me tell you, there are going to be bad times. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be failed attempts and in everything that you do. But when you know your why, you're able to shake it off. Yeah, you can stay in your moment for a minute, but you be like, I can't stay here because I know my why and I got to keep going. So set your intentions in the beginning. So that's the S. You start with your intentions. Know your why. Be able to articulate your why. If anybody asks, well, why did you decide to do that? You should be able to tell them with clarity and confidence. So set your intention. That's the S. Then you're going to go into organize your ideas. And why this is important, because a lot of times we think that there is just a one track to obtain our goals. But when you start thinking about other ways and methods and start thinking outside of the box. And this may help you if where we are is due to our own best thinking. So you may have to get a thinking partner. You may have to get a mentor, get a coach, or a trusted confidant, somebody who is doing the thing that you want to do and is successful at it. They have results. So you want to have them to help you elevate your thinking and think outside of the parameters of only things that you can see. So you can think about, well, how many ways or what are the different strategies that I can take in order to get to this goal, this end goal, this destination, this big, huge vision that I have. And then you want to organize your idea, because a lot of times what happens is we think that there's one way to do it. We set this goal. We say that, okay, this is the path that I'm going to take. And then I'm going down the path. And when something happens, when we meet into an obstacle, when the plan doesn't go as it was set out, what do? We throw away the goal and we say, oh, it wasn't meant to be, or it's just not for me. And we come up with all these excuses and we come up with all of these alibis, and then we don't do anything. And that's why we have the separation between the 97 and the 3%. So you got to decide, what is it that you want to do? You got to decide, you're going to be a part of the 3% or you're going to be part of the 97%. So that's why we organize ideas. We get to start thinking outside of the box. I want to do this. So what are the different ways that I can do that? So organize your ideas. L, the next step is to link your resources. A lot of times when we have this big vision, we think it's, we're fixated on the vision itself. And when God gives you a vision, it's huge, because it's beyond you, because he doesn't want it to be about you. It's all about him. So it's a huge vision. And so we get so fixated on it that a lot of times we're like, well, I don't have right now what it takes. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources. I don't have the people. I can't, I see it, but I can't get to it. And you don't move. So you want to think about taking that large vision, taking that big vision and breaking it down into smaller chunks. And then think about, how can you start now with what you have where you are? And believe me, when you think about it that way, you can do so much that's going to help you position you into that alignment with where you're trying to go. So L, link your resources. Next, you want to identify your potential challenges. And I'm going quick, so I hope you're taking notes. If you want more, you got to come into the course. So next is the I, and you identify challenges. What you're doing here is, as a leader, the law of navigation says anyone can steer a ship, but it takes a leader to chart the course. And what that means is that as a leader, you're leading your life. So you want to think ahead. You just can't think what's right in front of you. You have to be a visionary and see. And yes, you may not be able to identify all of the problems that will happen, but there are things that you can foresee based on experience, based on the experiences of others, which is a good learning tool. You can say, well, yeah, Mr. Jones did that and he didn't work out for him. So I'm going to learn from that and not go down the same path, right? So you can learn from others and identify potential challenges that you may face. So when you do face them, they're no longer challenges because you have thought about them ahead of time. And now you have a solution to help you moving forward. So that's the I. The D in solid plan is determine your priorities. So remember what I told you, time is time, right? We're not adding time. We're not subtracting time. You get what you get, right? It's 24 hours. It's 86,400 seconds. It's 1,440 minutes. That's it. So you got to make sure you're prioritizing your time and what you do every day and being intentional and being strategic. And we're so easy to do, create a to-do list where we have this long list of things that we want to do. How about creating a stop doing list? How about creating that list of, I need to stop doing this. I need to stop spending my time with this person. Stop spending my time with that. Because why? Because they're not in alignment with where I'm going. So you got to be intentional about your priorities and what is it that you want to do and be laser focused on getting to do the habits and the behaviors that you need and prioritize those in order to get from where you are to where you want to go. All right. So now we've covered the solid part. Now the next thing is the plan. And so the P is now you prepare your action steps. And so this part is actually now where you talk about SMART goals. You see how we kind of went through a whole process even before we get to this. So P is now where you want to create your goals and create the steps that you're going to take and truly be specific about them. You want a date, you want a month, a date, a year. If you're planning, maybe you're deciding that you want higher education and you have to take an entrance exam, you need to know exactly what dates you need to take the exam and then backtrack. So how do you prepare? You're going to have to study, right? Yes, you're going to have to study. So when are you going to study? When is your optimal time? You're going to study Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 hours a day from 12 to 3. Then you write that down. You be specific. So now you're holding yourself accountable. You're speaking, you're forming those action steps that you're wanting to take to get you to the goal. And again, remember, it's not about the large goal. You keep that in mind. You keep that on the forefront because that's your why. But you break that large goal into smaller chunks, right? Into smaller chunks. And then you accomplish those smaller goals every day and be consistent, persistent, determined over time. Because the big vision is just equal to all of the smaller goals of the accumulation of all of the smaller goals you accomplish. Right. So that's where you prepare your action step, outline what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, put it all down. Everybody knows me. I'm a journaler. And that's why we have Adulting in Purpose, the journal, because you have the ability to write down, answer the questions, and you can write it down, of course, if you have your own journal. But I have journals all over. I am a writer. So write the vision, make it plain. And then the L part of the plan is to launch into action. You got to do this thing. You got to plan the work and work the plan. That's it. So many times people set goals and they're great. We start the year off with these wonderful vision boards and we put them up on the wall and it's great. And then come the next year, because somebody's going to have another vision board party, we doing the same thing, cutting out the same magazine, wishing on the same vision and just creating the same board, just maybe rearranging it a little bit differently, right? So you got to launch into action. You got to do this thing. We don't set goals as goal achievers. We don't set goals just to be setting goals. We set goals to achieve the goals. And in order to achieve them, you got to work. You got to work. You got to sacrifice. You got to do what you got to do. You got to focus. You got to grind. You got whatever it takes. And no matter what that is for you, you got to make that commitment. You got to make that resolve that you are going to do what you need to do. You're going to develop the habits that you need to develop. You're going to develop the discipline that you need to develop, because the idea of achieving a goal is really not the goal itself, right? It's the person you become in order to manifest the goal. So let's say, for example, my goal is to be a multi-millionaire. And I have that on, I wrote it down. I have specific. So the goal is it's great because I could be a multimillionaire. It's happened. God has given me the abundant life, the ability to create wealth. So the ability is there. Now it's up to me to become the person that I need to be to manifest that multi-millionaire that I see in my mind into my bank account. So what are some things that I need to do? I need to become more financially a good steward over what God has given me. I need to be financially a good steward financially. I need to be disciplined. I need to learn how to develop multiple streams of income. I need to know how to diversify my portfolio. So these are the things, these are the disciplines that I need to do to grow and to become and manifest that multimillionaire that's already in me. See, that's where we have this solid plan. So you're making goals based on who you are and who God has created you to be. And so the next thing after you launch into action is activate your faith. You got to be consistent with this because as you go for your dreams, as you go for goals, like I said, it's going to be tough. Right? Nobody said it's going to be easy. If it was easy, everybody was doing it. And if it was easy, it would be less than 97% that reach their goals. Right? So we know it's difficult. We know it's so easy to set goals. And along the way, we give up. Along the way, we have excuses. Along the way, we have our alibis that stops us from moving forward. So you got to activate your faith. And y'all know that I'm a woman of faith, so that I can't do nothing else. So I have my routine. Develop your routine that works for you. You know, for me, it's waking up early, it's doing my devotion, it's doing my prayer, it's meditation, it's reading something that's going to elevate my mind, my personal development. It's all of that even before I start my day. So that's my routine. Whatever that is for you, you need to develop it. You can do affirmations. You got to be mindful of what you're speaking and what you're thinking, what you're putting into your mindset, because all of that is going to determine your behavior. And we do a little chant, and I'm gonna say that I'm not even gonna give that to you. It's something I do with my young people. They love it, and it's so true. But activate your faith, guys. You know, what you can think about, what it is, how you are having that spiritual awakeness for you, and what that looks like, and how God speaks to you. Activate your faith, because I know for me, that's my number one go-to. I would not be here if it was not for my faith, right? I would still be at the CDC right now working out COVID and not doing and pursuing my dreams, because it's the stepping out on faith that got me to understand who I was and to trust God in the process. I said the process, remember, embracing the process, knowing that all of this is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be something that is that microwave thing that we love. We love the microwave society, but it's a process. And so the last part of this is the end, and that's never give up. Guys, you can never give up. When you are pursuing your dreams and you're wanting to move from a goal setter to goal achiever, you have to have that no quit attitude. You have to resolve within yourself, no matter what comes, no matter what comes your way, that you are going to move forward. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. You're going to keep going until you reach the dream. So guys, that's the solid plan. Usually this is a 90-minute teaching. I did it probably in 20 minutes. But, so that is the solid plan. So this is the system that I'm teaching young people that will help them in the process of finding out, who they are and truly develop. And of course, this is just a portion of the whole adulting in my purpose system. So you got to ask yourself, what resources are needed to get you started towards your goals? What resource do you have? And how are you going to get started now? Like I said, the adulting in my purpose, it's a combination of 7 growth journeys of self-discovery. We have self-reflection, self-awareness, self-knowledge, self-belief, self-improvement, self-planning is what I taught you quickly on tonight, and then self-motivation. You know, what my mentor, John Maxwell, says that one is too small of a number to achieve greatness. No accomplishment of real value has ever been achieved by a human being working alone. So my question to you is, what are you trying to do alone? You know, what if you could take the course that will help you get unstuck? What if that means you develop a solid plan for your life, knowing how to move forward? What if you can gain the clarity and the vision that you need, knowing those GPS points, so the decisions that you make in life are in alignment with where you're going. So we have this Adulting in My Purpose intensive course. It's a 7-day course, guys. 2 hours, roughly 90 minutes a day. And it's amazing. It's transformational. So many young people have gone through it, not only in the US, but internationally. And it is, like I said, it's becoming a movement. So you don't have to feel stuck. You don't have to hold yourself back with limiting beliefs and doubt. You don't have to remain uninspired. You don't have to just go with the flow. You can lead your life the way God has destined you to. And you don't have to waste your potential, right? You got some choices, guys. There is help out there. There is help for you out there. So option one, you got the journal. You sure the journal. The journal is available on Amazon. You can get that. You can look it up, Adulting in My Purpose, the journal, or look up my name, Dr. Nicole Rankin. It's there. Get the journal. Start working through the journal. It will be a process. As one of the students, as you saw in the video, she said she went through it twice. It's something that is ongoing. It's something that you can use for your ongoing personal growth and development. But it's available. So that's option one. Get the journal started. Start with the journey of self-reflection and take yourself through the 7 journeys of self-discovery, and you can see a world of difference. The other option that's available is our course. We are now opening it up for registration. It's going to be starting the 3rd week in March, and I think that's the 18th. So we will be doing that. And now we are adding 2 classes. So not only we're having it in the evening time, we're having it during midday. So depending on your schedule, the calls will be recorded. So, you know, it's an intensive course. Like I said, it is something that is not for the faint of heart. But for those that are really serious and not curious about this thing, that truly want to go from goal setting to being a goal achiever to truly adulting in their purpose, knowing who they are and living the life that they were created to be. All right. So with the course, you're going to get your teaching calls like this. It's 90-minute teaching calls. We have a Q&A sessions. And let me tell you, the Q&A sessions are amazing because that's when people just share. And, you know, there's power in the mastermind where everybody's coming together thinking, and you realize that you're not alone. And that's the greatest thing, right? That you're not alone in this journey. I know as young people, you may feel because you're trying to be this independent adult that you have to live a life of your own, independent of other people, but there are other young people just like you. And so it's great to pull everybody together. We have recorded lessons. You'll have notes and a guide that you'll have. I have a prepared personal growth template for you. For those that are interested in starting a business, and created a start a business self-assessment to help you with that process. You'll get an e-version of Adulting in My Purpose. For I know some of you guys are all totally digital. I get it. I'm still with the hard copy. I need my pen and paper, but I understand many of you are in the digital space that just needed a button. So we prepared the e-version for you. And one great thing, we have our private Adulting in My Purpose Facebook community where you will be a part of to help grow yourself, help grow others, talk about ideas. Guys talk about everything in that group. So it is amazing. With a value of over $1,000, you know that courses like this, if you Google, you're paying way more than $1,000 for courses like this. But, you guys know my passion and my heart, and that's not what I want. I want to be able to touch, be able to help as many young adults in this process in the beginning. Like, I don't want you to make some of the mistakes that I have made, some of the mistakes your parents have made, or older adults have made. If you can learn and grasp some of these concepts early on, then let me tell you, it's going to transform your life. And I want to be able to bring that to you. So all of that we talked about will normally retail at $147 with a value over $1,000. But right now, I have open registration and it's $99. So for all of that, less than a pair of shoes, less than some Jordans, less than 6 months of, probably less than 6 months of Starbucks. I would say even 3 months of Starbucks. For that investment in yourself will make a difference. So again, you got to make the choice. You got to choose. So we're opening up registration. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. If you guys are out there, for my older seasoned adults that may be catching this as well, if you have a young adult, a young professional that is needing this type of material and really truly needing some help in their life, then register them, share this information. I'm putting the link in the chat so you'll have it. And so I would love to be able to work with you. It has been amazing. I hope something that was said tonight helped you. You know, that is why we are here. We do this. I do a teaching every first Wednesday of the month. So again, I hope something that was said tonight was helpful. I would love to see you in the course that is starting March 18th. So who's going to be with me? Register, share the word, like, share. So we'll be back next week, Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I believe we'll have another amazing millennial who's out there making moves. So we'll hear their story. We'll hear their challenges and what they're doing for their own personal growth. So it can help inspire you. It can help, let you know that you can do it. You can reach the dreams and you can do the things that you desire to do. So again, people, as always, I'll see you next week. Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And you know what to do. Be safe and be blessed. Have a good night.